For the first time in your life, you're actually starting to lock in. You've heard other people doing it, calling it monk mode. You've been distracted, whether it was girls, partying, alcohol, drugs, whatever it was. But this time, you're actually locked in. You've come to realize that if you want to go to the next level, you have to upgrade your character. You know that life is just like GTA. If you want to manifest a new reality, get that dream car, get that dream girl, get that dream life, you're going to have to upgrade your character. And one of the foundations in order to do that, you're going to have to lock in. What's going on, family? It's your man DeAndre Saxon, back for another video, coming to you from beautiful Dubai. You already know what it is. It is currently 9 in the morning in Miami right now. I think it's like 1 in the morning, or probably like, I don't even know, probably like 1 in the morning. Guys, it's time to lock in. In this video, we're going to be talking about the 2 phases that you're going to go through in order to lock in. These are things that I got from my mentor, Wes Watson, that helped me take my business to the next level, okay? So we're going to start off with this phrase right here. I love that Wes brought this out, and this is the code that I live by, and this is this. Create the man that I admire, then give him to the world. This is the key here. Create the man that you admire. You know, I was just talking to a client, and he was like, hey, DeAndre, so how long is it going to take me in order to find success? You know, what do I have to do exactly? And I said, are you proud of yourself? Do you look in the mirror and are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of your body? Are you proud of your income? Are you proud of the car that you drive, where you live? And most importantly, are you proud of your habits, the character in which you represent? And the answer is probably no. So of course, when you get on social media and you're posting content, nobody's resonating with you, because many people think that you have to have some crazy lifestyle. You have to have some car or X amount of money in order to really, sell personal development. And that's not true. What people buy is the feeling of confidence within themselves. And you know how you get that? It's not something material. It's not something outside of you. You get that by keeping your word to yourself, by being a better version of yourself every single day. And I don't know when's the last time you tried to change a habit. It takes time. It takes energy. You're not going to change your life overnight. You know, can you start to see progress over 30 days, 2 months, 3 months? Of course. But everybody's trying to get the results without putting in the work and going through the process. So the foundation and the motto we're going to have to live by is creating the man that you desire. What is that man? We have to clearly define that. Like, who is a man that you would respect, that you would listen to? You know, when I got started on my journey, this new journey again with YouTube and everything, I wrote down exactly like what's the type of man that I would respect. Now that's different for each person, depending on what you value. So I would put things like, keeps his word to himself. He's got to be an 8-figure entrepreneur. Like, if you're not making money, like, I'm sorry, like, you got to be making money. But then also, the way his values, his character, his family, boom, boom, his body, and then just there's a whole list of things. That's what I value is different from what you value. So you're going to have to clearly define, like, what exactly would be the values and the physical, spiritual, and mental representations of a man that you would admire. And then the next key is, like, we want to start attaining that, right? Start going after that. But here's the first phase that you're going to want to go through. Before you go out there and you're going to try to create content and build that Shopify business or Amazon or whatever business you're going to try to start, phase 1 is this. Be selfish. Make the best version of you. Remember, life is like Grand Theft Auto. Anything in the outside world is a reflection of the inside world. So if you're going to want to level up in your life, which is getting all the character cheat codes and everything like that, you have to first level up your character. I'm going to say this every single day. Shout out to you guys in the that are watching every single day. I'm watching your guys' comments. You guys are loving it. Some of you guys have made more money just watching my YouTube channel, just locking in, and I just love it. I watch your guys' comments. So the first phase, you got to be selfish. So many people are focusing on the outside world rather than leveling up themselves. Everybody, we have been conditioned since school to live in the physical world, and it's normal because you open up your eyes and that's all you've ever seen. But what I'm trying to do here is raise your consciousness, raise your awareness that we live on 3 planes of existence. We have a spiritual world that we're able to tap into. It's called your imagination. Imagination is the great separator from all other living creatures. And that's actually the true world, because we live through our consciousness, your paradigm, or the multitude in which you, the view in which you see the world. Your habits, your conditionings, that's your true measurement of the world. If you have a bad self-image or bad paradigm, then and the outside world will always reflect that. So the first world we're going to want to get into is start to fix that world. But if you're distracted by women, if you're smoking weed, doing drugs, partying, these are all just distractions that are taking away from you harnessing your power, brother. Do you understand this? These things were put in the world to keep you dumb. These things were put in the world to keep you from leveling up. Do you understand that? Why do you think alcohol is so prevalent? Have you ever gone to the hood? What do you see when you go to the hood? What kind of stores do you see? Fried foods, foods that keep you slow, mentally slow, spiritually slow, overweight, so you're not actually thinking. You know, there's actually another brain inside the gut that allows you to actually think. When was the last time you overate and had, and you were just ready to go conquer the world? That just doesn't happen. So you see fast foods. You also see what? Alcohol, liquor, drugstores, right? Just you see all this just things that keep you in poverty. Is because the world has been conditioned, especially for those of you that come from nothing or come from places that from affluent. I don't come from money. There was times I would I think the most I would think my grandparents made me about $200,000 a year, which is actually pretty good if you think about it. But there was times where I would make that in a month, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't have a mentor to teach me how to deal with this money. I didn't come from money, and I have not been given everything. You guys have been watching my story for years. I've documented 15 years of my life here on YouTube, so you guys have seen how many struggles I've gone through. So what we're trying to talk about here is you're gonna have to go fix that. You're gonna have to go fix your life. Before you go start that business, I don't care what business you're going to start. Business is just a personal development plan that gets slapped on it, whether it's leadership, money management, how to create offers and sales and marketing, whatever it is. There's multiple skills you're going to have to learn. But the first phase in any business and anything you're going to start, whether it's just getting in the gym or getting a girlfriend or whatever you're trying to do, you're going to have to level up your stuff. You're going to have to be selfish, and you're going to have a personal development plan. What are the things you're going to do? And this is what I document right here for free on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe below. We're talking about our daily disciplines. We're talking about creating your script. What's the life you want to create? Creating your movie, planting into your subconscious mind, acting like that person, right? I create these kind of videos so you guys are able to tap into that. So that's phase number one. Now let's hop into phase number two. This now is going to be different from each person depending on, number one, how seriously you take it, and number two, how much time you've invested. And phase number two is this. Then you're going to take that man that you've created and you're going to give him to the world. You're going to then share the experiences and the personal development plan that you have taken on, and you're going to share that on Instagram. Too much of the Instagram in the world is just being bombarded by degenerates, right? You go on Instagram, it's just degeneracy. What gets promoted on TikTok and goes viral is degeneracy. But what we want is we want more men that are locked in. That's why you're in this community. You're locked in. You are waking up between 4 to 6 a.m. And we're not doing cold plunges on these things. What we're trying to do is we just want you to keep commitments to yourself. Something happens when a man keeps his commitments to himself. He builds a certain level of confidence, a certain level of character that can't be bought. And people can feel that energy. Remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so when you start creating content and building that business, there's a certain energy or aura that you emit that people can feel. And that is very powerful, and it cannot be bought. There are times where you can be the financially the poorest people in the room. For example, I'm in Dubai. There's rich people like everywhere. I could technically be the poorest person in the room, but yet be the spiritually richest because of how the commitments I keep to myself, the vices that I don't have, the word that I keep, like all these different things, right? There's different planes in which we live on. Somebody can be financially rich, but spiritually broken and poor. So what you're going to want to do is then take that man that you've created and give it to the world. Start posting it on Instagram. Start giving that to the world, sharing your ideas, sharing the fact that, hey, bro, you don't have to come from the hood and be caught up in these vices, that you can be a better version of yourself. For example, I have a one-on-one client that's joining me. He's 40 years old. Like, he doesn't even look like the ideal client that I try to market to here on social media. But guess what? He went through a divorce. He's a millionaire already. He's like, DeAndre, I have enough money to live for the next 15 years of my life. But he's going through some problems. He went through divorce, and he's just getting on the other side. He's like, you know what? I'm a millionaire, but I'm in the lowest point of my life. And I said, you know what? This is the perfect time for you to actually lock in. And I said, bro, let's be honest. You're overweight. You're overweight. You're X, you're Y, you're Z. It's time for us to lock in. So guess what? We're going to get him locked in, and his messaging is going to be different from mine. I try to promote to a more urban, culture, guys that like rappers and stuff, because that's the stuff that I like. And so we're not promoting degeneracy, but we still kind of like that flow. For him, he's going to have a different audience, but he's going to work with those men who are 50, 40 to 50 years old that are going through the same thing he is. And so when he locks in, he's going to be able to not only help other people, but he's going to have a level of confidence that cannot be bought because he's serving people at the highest level. But I said, you know what? The first 90 days, what we're going to want to focus on, bro, is locking yourself in, getting locked in, building those daily disciplines to the point where it's not about just cold plunges, meditations, these things. Like, obviously I teach meditation and stuff, but that's not what makes you successful. It's the bond in which you keep with yourself. Think about a merchant. If you're ever doing business with somebody, or you have a friend who says, hey bro, I'm going to pick you up at 6 o'clock, and he doesn't show up till 9 o'clock at night. Imagine you were ready at 6 because that was his word. Would you start trusting that friend every time they kept skipping and being 3 to 4 hours late every time they said they were going to pick you up? No, you wouldn't do that. Or same thing when doing business with somebody. If they're always late on paying their bill, you wouldn't front the money anymore. It's the same thing with yourself. But except you can't cut off yourself, right? You have to live with yourself every single day. That's your self-image. So the more you keep your word to yourself by waking up on time, cutting your vices, doing your daily disciplines, hitting the gym, XYZ, the things we talk about here on this channel, what we talk about in the school community. If you're not yet, make sure you look into the school community, get locked in with us. We have weekly calls. I give you all these daily disciplines that you can do for yourself. But once you start doing these, what happens is you build that bond with yourself. And most importantly, you raise your self-image. And that is the key to actually going to the next level. Everything that comes in and out of your life, everything that you magnetize in and out of your life is always reflective 100% with your self-image. So if you come from poverty, if you come from places where you just don't think you can achieve something, you have a low self-image of yourself. And that's okay. You can change it. But the first step is you're going to have to keep your word to yourself. There's certain disciplines, certain things you're going to want to do to raise that self-image. Because let me tell you this, and I experienced this the first time when I was 19 years old and I tried to start my own business, was I thought I was successful. I was outside that I looked successful. I had the ambition to be successful. But yet when it came to my actual self-image, my self-image said that I was poor, that I didn't actually truly value myself. And that was the thing that always held me back. No matter how much information, how many 12-hour days that I worked, no matter making 100 calls a day, nothing worked until I raised my self-image. And in a matter of 45 days of doing this, I went from poverty to $100,000 a month. Think about that. What did that tell me? That I had all the knowledge, I had all the information, but I had a small self-image. I didn't believe in myself, and you have to keep these characters to yourself. So right now you might be sitting in your chair wanting to start a business, and you have the knowledge, you have the information, but you need to raise that self-image. So those are the two phases that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to create the man that you admire, and then you're gonna give him to the world. So phase number one, you're gonna be selfish, and you're gonna work on yourself. You're gonna get in the gym, build some muscle, drop some fat, and you're gonna build daily disciplines where you can build that character with yourself and raise that self-image. Then we're gonna take that new winning self-image and we're gonna go put that into a business model. You will be successful at any business model out there, guys. Let me tell you this: for somebody who's failed at 15 plus businesses in the last 7 years. It doesn't matter which business model you do. Any business model you'll succeed in, because a successful person will succeed in any business model. Everybody's going to sell you on drop shipping and Amazon and YouTube automation. None of that stuff matters. When you become a successful man, you will have a successful outside. And a successful man are the things that we're talking about here, the self-image, the disciplines. Then we go into phase number 2, where you're going to create that best version of yourself, and then you're going to give it to the world. You're going to create content, and you're going to share the story on how you dropped your vices, been a better version of yourself. I don't care if you're doing Amazon. I have clients doing $150,000 a month. But we're saying, hey, bro, teach your Amazon, but teach the young guys that you have coming in, teach them how to lock in, teach them how to be better versions of themselves, get them in the gym and teach them how to become better men. Guys, this is what we talk about on this channel. So if you're not subscribed below, make sure you subscribe. My name is DeAndre. Make sure if you like this kind of content, look at the school community. First link in the description below. We're growing. I teach you guys exactly how to lock in. I teach you guys everything that I've been able to do to earn 7 figures by the time I was 25 years old and being able to lock in. So if you're looking for community, you're looking for some guidance, check it out. It is a paid group, but guys, I give you the free the course that literally made me 7 figures. I used to sell with Bob Proctor. I give it to you for free inside of there, and it's just a lot of value. So if you're liking this content and you want to actually get locked in and not have to do it by yourself, check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. DeAndre Saxton out.